Hello, everyone. I want to take you back to one of my most memorable evenings as an on-call engineer. It was a warm Tuesday evening. I was at home watching some movie with a pizza in my hand when I got an alert from one of our production systems. That alert turned that warm Tuesday evening into a 4-hour-long nightmare. At 1 a.m. at night, after everything is back to normal, my only thought was, this could have been solved in 20 minutes. And my lesson was that even the most experienced responders can make wrong decisions and get lost in production. This talk will be about why. So hello again, my name is Boris Cherkasky, and I've been breaking, fixing, monitoring, and building production systems at Riskified for the last 4 years, and I'm a scuba diver. Since I'm going to be talking about psychology from now, I'm first legally obliged to mention that I'm not a trained psychiatrist. So circling back to my Tuesday night debacle, it all started from this alert, and I will give you a few seconds to look at it. It's a pseudo-Prometheus query language. So you're probably now as confused as I was. It's 10 in the evening. It seems there's some kind of latency issue with my service, and I'm in what appears to be a math lesson. It's been 10 years since I last saw standard deviations in university, and I have no idea what two standard deviations are. By the way, this is a good time to think for yourself. Do you know what two standard deviations are in this context? So I start this incident with Google and Wikipedia to try to understand what this alert means. So how did I get here? How this alert find its way to production when I have no idea what it means? Not to mention, how do I start mitigating it? My surprising midnight math lesson is a result of a psychological bias called the curse of knowledge, and it has 3 main effects. The first effect is the tendency to assume knowledge one possesses is common knowledge. The author of my alert thought it's common knowledge that 2 standard deviations under normal distribution are the 95th percentile. So in fact, my alert is something like P95 latency increase. The second effect is the inability to roll back to your unknowing state. And this is why teaching is so hard and why getting shifters to be experienced and confident in production is a complex task. The third effect is that predicting another person's action is highly biased towards one's knowledge of the issue. And this is why writing runbooks is so hard and why so many runbooks have missing steps, implicit knowledge, and generally feels like they've been written for the author, by the author, and for the author alone. So how can we mitigate this? We obviously want all of our responders to be experts. Knowledge is a good thing to have. To mitigate the curse of knowledge, make sure your alerts and monitoring layer is done by the average responder. In other words, normalize the expertise level you need in production to the one you have. Make your experts review their work and train them, but avoid having this one monitoring persons in your teams. If complex alerts and monitoring cannot be avoided, document them thoroughly, again, by the average responder, and delegate to your experts to level up the whole organization. Don't let your responders learn during incidents like I did. It's a very frustrating feeling. So I've now shown you, this was a short teaser on how our incident response capabilities are affected by psychological effects and biases. And believe me, there's much, much more to it. I was affected by many biases responding to incidents, ranging from the confirmation bias that made me misinterpret data and focus on the wrong things, to the analysis paralysis where I just overanalyzed the incident and data and not making critical time-saving decisions. So for us to be effective responders and responder managers, we have to be aware of those psychological effects and biases. And I highly encourage you to deep dive and learn more about them. I am writing about those connections from software and psychology from time to time in my blog. So if you find this talk interesting, feel free to check it out. And I'll be waiting to hear your thoughts and feedbacks on Twitter. I am @CherkaskyB. Thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.